So today we are looking at direct proportion. What we mean by direct proportion is that as one thing goes up, another factor goes up at the same rate. So if we were looking at it on a graph, we would see a straight line. Okay, now depending on the axes depends on if the graph is in direct proportion or not. But essentially what we mean is as one thing goes up, the other thing goes up at the same rate. Let's have a look at this graph. So we've got a graph with height and mass here. So if I asked how much in grams is a plant of 20 millimeters, okay, I'd use the graph and I'd read it off. Now clearly the graph just goes through the point here, okay, so it means it's just less than halfway. So if that's 5, that's 10, that's 7.5, just less than 7.5, I'm going to estimate that it's 7. Now when we're doing these questions, depending on the graph depends on the data, so it does vary slightly. Likewise you can do it the other way round. If you ask what is, say for example, 20 grams, we can do it the other way round, come across, there's the point, come down, just before 60, there's 50, there's 60, so just before I'm going to estimate is 5.8 millimeters. So you're using the graph to read off an estimate. Likewise, this is an estimation. Now if you put here, say for example 5.75, you'd still get the question correct because it is related to the graph and there is an allowances made on the graph for reading. However, with direct proportion questions, just moving the work, if it's with just numbers, you have to use the calculation accurately. So here we've got 300 grams of apples cost 80 pence. How much for 1 kilogram? How much for 100 grams? So let's think about this. We've got 300 grams. We want to get to 1 kilogram. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a middle step in here to get up to here, because there is no simple one-step multiplication. Okay, so what in fact I'm going to do is I'm going to go via 100 grams, because 100 grams is both a factor of 300 grams of 1 kilogram, because remember 1 kg is 1000 grams. So by putting in this middle step it makes it easier. To get from 300 to 100 we're going to divide by 3. To get from 100 grams to 1 kilogram we have to multiply by 10, and by doing it in 2 steps it means you can clearly see what you're doing. Now with any direct proportion question, whatever you do to one side you have to do to the other. So we're going to start off with our 80 pence. We are going to divide by 3, and then after dividing by 3, oops, pen's just gone wonky, we are going to multiply by 10. So again you're doing it in the 2 steps. So we'll take the 80, we will divide by 3, and that will give us 26.6 recurring. Now I've done mine on a calculator there. You could do it by hand, do it on a calculator, it doesn't matter. We're then going to take, oh I should have put that up there, drat. We're then going to take that 26.6 recurring, multiplying it by 10. Means that a kilogram of apples will cost 266 0.6 pence. Okay. Now, does that answer make sense? No, but we have shown using direct proportion. Sorry, does the answer make sense? Because can you have 0.6 with a penny? No, but we have shown the price for it using direct proportion. Okay, sometimes these won't work out in real life, but you have to use the direct proportion to work them out.